Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another Drytron boosters video, the third installment of my Magical Musketeer series on the channel actually. Today I'm giving you what I've seen some people requesting in the comments, which is actually a match against a meta deck finally. I actually intended to just grind rate it today and hope to finally run to something like Virtual World or Drytron, but actually the very first match I played was against Drytron, so pretty lucky. But of course, before I'm going to show you the replay, let's go over the changes I made to the deck list. So we are still playing a pure Magical Musketeer. The first change is actually based on some guy in my comments. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. He was like, you should definitely play 3-dimension shifter, no questions asked. Well, don't tell me what to do. But I mean, it was a pretty good suggestion, so we definitely put 3 of those in because Musketeer almost doesn't suffer from this. It's kind of funny, like Musketeer's engine doesn't really revolve around stuff in the graveyard that much. But you're gonna see something funny happen in the match I'm gonna showcase. But yeah, 3 of this, just the most impactful hand trap. It's good against pretty much everything in the format. So yeah, this card is insane. Musket lineup is still just the same. This is still the same. Okay, so this is a bit weird. I decided to swap. I was playing, I think, 4 hand traps or something, and then I swapped out 1 Desires and 3 of the Ash for. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what I did, but what I do know is I'm now playing 2 Desires and 2 triple tactics talents. I wish I could play 3, to be honest. I wish I could play 3 of both of these, but I just think all the other cards in the deck are really good. But yeah, I suppose this card could be really insane in this deck. You know, going second can help you take over monsters to go for game, get rid of cards in their hands, generate advantage by drawing cards. This card's pretty insane, so yeah. That's the only changes. I think the side deck changed up a little bit as well. Obviously, I think I was maining Ash, but now I'm siding Ash, so. Yeah, the extract is still exactly the same as it was in the last video. Yeah, let's just see how this deck fares against Drytron then. Okay guys, so let's get into the match. I actually won the rock paper scissors here. So that means we are, of course, going second. As you'll see here, my hand is, I mean, pretty good for sure. I have Call by the Grave, Dimension Shifter, Last Stand, Starfire, and Reborn. So in the worst case, I'm probably going to Dimension Shifter him anyway, unless you play something like Grandma Judah Isa, but to shut down his turn, and then I'm potentially going to be able to Monster Reborn my Dimension Shifter to trigger the Starfire to get access to Caspar, and then if you put something on the field, I can go into Max to get something to trigger the Caspar. So yeah, this hand is looking really, really good for sure. He's going to start with Prep, so at this point, I'm pretty sure he's playing Drytron. Then at this point, I'm just gonna immediately Dimension Shifter, since it is actually a cost to discard the Benton for the Drytron plays. So I just rather, I mean, Benton still triggers when it's tributed and banished, but I just rather have it be banished than him just having access to add it back or something, or summon it back with the ritual spell. So I'm just shotgunning the Shifter here. Also, I don't think Drytron lists are on Gamma usually, so I feel pretty safe doing that. Then he's just gonna go for the 2-1, which is the one that adds a ritual monster. Gonna add Herald of Ultimateness and Eva. And then he's gonna go for a field spell to add the Meteonis, which is the ritual spell. It's really good for me, sort of, that he banishes that he activates the Meteonis here, since it will get banished by Shifter, and that means he will not have access to it for the rest of the game. As well as the Drytron he banishes. and then he's just gonna drop the ultimateness and pass. And here we get super lucky. We top deck Desire, so we don't even have to do the weird play where we reborn the shifter. We can actually just trigger the Starfire by going Desires. What's really good here is that the Herald of Ultimateness actually needs to send a fairy from the hand to the graveyard for cost. And since we are still on the Dimension Shifter, every card goes banished. So we actually cannot activate the Herald effect at this point. So I'm basically free to do whatever I want. Unless he has hand traps, of course. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the obvious Starfire Desires play. I'm just gonna draw Shifter and Last Stand, which actually it's just not good. Like, we can't do anything with the Shifter, and we already have access to a Last Stand. However, the cards we already do have are actually powerful enough that I think we are in a very favorable position to win this game. I'm gonna trigger Starfire, bring out Caspar here. I'm gonna link the Starfire into the max just to do the line of plays I mentioned earlier. Then here he attempts to negate with the Herald, but I actually point out to him that that's not possible, and bam, there we go, GG, next game. He probably also realized that without his graveyard resources and with me resolving max and having all these cards in hand, he probably wouldn't be winning this game. So yeah, in game 2 he actually opts to go first again. And we actually open... Well, yeah, horrible. Like, we can stop our opponent since we have Shifter and Ash, but... I mean, that's the thing with the Musket cards, right? If you draw the spells and traps without the monsters, they literally don't do anything, because all of them require you to activate, to have a Musket on the field to activate them. And they have Reborn. Which, to be fair, I should have sided out probably, because it isn't really that relevant in this matchup. And also, yeah, basically that it's just not relevant in this matchup. And I believe I also sided out for the third game. Spoilers, we're not winning this one. But the funny thing is, he's just gonna pass as well here. I'm gonna draw another Musketeer spell, or trap I should say, the Dancing Needle, which is really good in this matchup, but not when you don't have a Musketeer monster, so... I actually just, you know, mirror his play, pass turn, and then he's gonna pass again. I draw Lightning Storm. Yay. Still can't play... Like, for his deck, it's even more insane he can't play than for my deck, to be honest. I'm just gonna set the Lightning Storm here, since I... No, I don't want to have to discard my cards because that will turn off the Shifter and stuff. I potentially could have just discarded the Shifter, but I'd rather just keep it for a turn where he can actually play to disrupt him. So yeah, he's just gonna discard the Angel here, the Cyberteeth Angel. I don't think it's standard to play this in the deck, but I'm not sure. Like, I know like all the Drytron effects and what the deck kinda aims for. Is aiming for to do, but I'm not really sure on all the tech cards and what everyone's playing. Here I finally draw a monster, so at this point I'm like, okay, you know, we're possibly winning this game. So here I just go Shifter in my turn, because I won't be able to do it after. And then he attempts to Bell here, but that doesn't work, so I point it out. Go Starfire, just poke for the 13. And then... Okay, so... Basically, I decide to just pass turn since I have multiple Musketeer spells and traps in my hand, which will allow me to both trigger Starfire and then also trigger Caspar afterwards. So I sort of have like 4 disrupts, 5 with the Ash even, so I feel pretty safe when he's under the Shifter anyway. But something, basically something's gonna happen that had I known the deck better, I would have played differently, but it just proved that I'm not familiar enough with the deck, playing against the Drytron deck yet. But yeah, we'll see. So he's gonna go Manju, which I'm gonna negate to just basically. I really have to do the cross domination here, because if I don't negate it, he's just gonna run over my Starfire with the Manju in the battle phase if he plays it out correctly, and if he does that, I have to cross dominate anyway. So this way, I at least prevent him from doing a surge. And like I said, I still feel pretty safe, right? Because I'm gonna bring out Caspar here. He actually has some access to I also think probably this was a misplay. I probably should have just I should have just ashed this, because it was pretty obvious he did not have access to a Drytron before this turn. He probably top decked this. So what I probably should have done is I should have just ashed this to stop him from having 2 monsters on the field. But yeah, I did not do that, so I'm just gonna ash the Benten. And then what I could have done is just activate Dancing Needle here to get access to cross domination, so I have access to my Starfire next turn. Because the thing is, if he does manage to out both of my Musketeers here on the field, which he will, because they both get banished because of Shifter, Monster Reborn won't allow me to get any of them back, so I'll be out of muskets again. I just didn't know the Drytron deck played the Nightmare Cerberus here. Like, I'm not sure if this is standard or not, but I definitely just lost to this. He's gonna pop the Caspar, which I just can't do anything against. Then run over my Starfire, and just like that, I'm out of Musketeers again. And here I top deck Order, which is fine, I guess, because it will allow me to, you know, stop him from playing. But alright, I'm gonna do the Storm here. Since I might as well, right? Because I'm gonna set the Order, and if after I resolve the Order, I won't be able to activate it anyway. And then I'm gonna attempt to Reborn, I think, for the same reason, right? Because if I am forced to flip Order on the next turn, both the spells are just dead, and then he's gonna bail, because I mean, we knew he had it, so yeah. Then he's just gonna pass again, which is good for me. Top deck another dead Musketeer spell or trap. Oh yeah, he just goes for the Knight, the Dawn Knight, which is fine. Here I finally top deck a Musket, which is really good, actually. So I'm like, okay, pretty cool. I go for Dancing Needle here. Basically, it was between Crooked Crown and Dancing Needle, and Crooked Crown would have been better if I know I'm gonna top deck another Musketeer, because it would mean I can go special the Musketeer with the Crooked Crown, and then Tribute of the what's his face, the Kid Brave, and go into max and get a Surge. However, you know, there's no guarantee I'm gonna top deck a Musket, so I figured I would just do the Dancing Needle to not lock up the zone beneath the Kid Brave, so I could potentially just activate Kid Brave again on the next turn. But I think the Crooked Crown play probably would have been better, since there's still a lot of Musketeers in my deck. Then I'm gonna discard the Crooked Crown here, and then I'm gonna draw 2 Musketeers. So yeah, Crooked Crown would have been pretty good there. This just shows, like, this deck is really, really hard to play. Like, when I played it a lot back in, like, the end of 2019, it's like London, and then the start of 2020, when there was still, like, events. Actually, I don't even think I played this in 2020. I think I just played in 2019, like, the end of that year. Last couple of months. Like, I just played it a lot, so I was familiar with all the interactions in the meta, and, like, all the correct plays. But like, if you don't notice, this deck is really, really punishing if you make the incorrect plays, and it is really rewarding if you play well, which I'm not doing here, because I'm pretty sure, like, if I played this game correctly, I could have just 2-0'd Drytron here. But yeah, now I'm just gonna swing and then hope basically that he's gonna force my last stand, and then I can discard Dock to draw 2 more cards. Here's another Benten there. And then this is really annoying. The fact he adds the orange light, because that means I'm gonna have to discard a card to bait it, and then I'm gonna just lose out on my Musketeer, which is alright since I have 2 other Musketeers anyway, but like, it's obviously not ideal. Okay, so I decide to do the last stand here and go for the draw play instead of going for the Order, because I really wanted to keep the Order on the field to trigger my Starfire on the next turn and then go into max. So that is the reason. I just hoped, like, he wouldn't have any follow-up after this, and then I could just go normal Starfire, flip Order, and win from there. But of course, I kind of have to do the Order here, I feel. I think, like, a lot for this play, but then I decide to Order and just hope I top deck something to make my Starfire live, which I don't. So that's pretty rough. I'm just gonna pass turn here, I think, since I don't want to lose out Starfire, and like going into max here to add 1 is just not good. He's gonna go normal summon the Bell, and then actually Phoenix pop my... oh, he's not popping the Order, okay. Right, he's just gonna swing. And then here, I top deck Desires, and I decide, you know what, I really need this. So I just go activate the Desires just to get the trigger of the Starfire. And then he actually has Ash for the Starfire, which is like super painful. At this point, I wasn't even sure he was playing stuff like Ash, even though I did see the bell, so I could have considered it, but even then, like, I would have probably done this play anyway. But at this point now, I have to go into the max, because if I don't, his bird's just gonna run over, and then I just have to hope like he doesn't have anything against the max and the order. Which he doesn't, I think. Actually, he's just gonna set one here. I'm gonna top that Kid Brave, so I'm gonna be able to put the pressure on him. The thing is, as you'll see, like at this point, I'm in a really good position, right? I have like all the advantage, especially since I can go do the play here where I just go into max to summon off another guy, and like if he has something like impermanence, at least that forces it out, and that way I still have the order live for the next turn. So that's also why I put the Caspar in that column, just in case he really has to trigger this. So we can see now it's Siren Emergency. Like if he really had to trigger it, it would activate my Caspar. But here, sadly, things are gonna go south, because so he's gonna activate the spell here. I'm putting that order, alright. But the thing is, you'll see, he's just gonna bring out two guys, and I'm on 200 life points, so he can just swing for the swing at the max, and that will just be the game. So what I could have done here potentially is make IP Masquerena with Caspar and the max, and then go into Unicorn to sort of defend myself. But that way I wouldn't have game on the next turn. And to be honest, like, he probably had enough steam anyway to you know, to eventually finish the game off. So yeah, pretty unlucky there. I feel like if I played this correctly, I definitely could have won, but just showing this deck's really hard to play, basically. It's also like all the matches I've played with this deck, I have literally featured all of them on the channel. So it's not like I've been playing this deck a crazy amount of time. I really want to take you guys on the journey to make the deck good, basically. So that's also why I'm just not, why my technical play just isn't perfect at this moment. But yeah, I'm just gonna make him go first. You'll see my hand's like pretty good, I must say. Like, it would have been better if Wild was like an actual good Musketeer here. Like even Kid Brave would have been good here. Like basically any Musketeer except for this one. But I mean, the hand is fine, right? But you'll see that my hand may be fine, but my opponent's hand is insane. So yeah, get ready for that. I'm just gonna go fast forward through this whole combo. Wee ritual spells, wee ritual monsters. Summon Penta, very broken. Yep. Ooh, more ritual spells. Yep. Yep. Natasha. Okay. Eva. Yep. Yep. Impressive. Yeah. Herald's Form Slide. Okay. Yep. Herald's Home. Good. Okay. So, whoops. A little late with the pause button there. He's gonna end on basically 3 Omni Negates and 4 Monster Negates. And as you can probably tell, that's just too much for this particular hand. Like, I didn't draw the Dark Ruler no more, which is a little bit sad. Basically, and it's also annoying, like, I can't go into an early max because he can potentially just negate the summon with the Herald of Ultimateness, and that way I won't be able to activate these afterwards. So pretty rough. I'm gonna go for Desires, which he's gonna wisely negate. Then basically I'm just baiting his stuff here, right? I was sort of hoping that eventually he would go Eva to guarantee more negates with the Herald, and then I would go Call by the Grave, and he would be left with no negates. But and then I could, I don't know, maybe like pop the Appaloosa, go into max, and actually sort of start playing the game. But there was just, like, to be honest, if I were my opponent, I wouldn't even have negated the Death Needle. Like, it doesn't really do that much. Like this way, if I had X to cross domination or something, so yeah, he's gonna discard the Eva here. X by the effect, I'm gonna call by the grave, but this leaves me with just a DD Crow. So basically now all I can do is just go for Max, which he will of course negate, and then that will be the game. So yeah, guys, like I'll just let the game finish, obviously. But as you can see, like I think if you play the deck really well, this deck definitely can and should be Drytron. Like the Drytron matchup is good. It's not like I got lucky the first 2 games and then or something. Like the matchup, it's a good matchup. You should be able to win the game pretty consistently, I feel, if you play it out correctly. Sadly, I didn't do that in the second game, and then the third game was just like unwinnable, right? His hand was just really, really good, and my hand was just like, it was good, it was just not good enough. But yeah, even though I didn't win, I feel like the matchup is definitely favorable. Against Virtual World, I'm not so sure that I would really have to play a game. Hopefully in the next installment, I'm just gonna go see if I can grind TB until I run into Virtual World. Probably my next Yu-Gi-Oh video will be like something with Sky Striker, because I feel that deck's actually also a deck that's a really good matchups all across the board right now. So I really want to kind of explore that, but I won't do it in like a series like I'm doing for the Musketeers right now, just because it takes a lot of time, and I think I can probably just do fast forward through some replays while I just talk some theory, and that would be pretty fun. But yeah, as always, guys, if you have any changes to suggest to me, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you so much, and yeah, let's just see how the match ends. Let's see if there's a magical card I can draw to get me out of this. There is not. So yeah, guys, that will be the game on my opponent's next turn, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.